The last movie we watched this week was Tanner's pick, which seems like a very Dylan-coded pick, that being the 2016 film Deadpool.
This definitely is a Dylan-coded pick. Deadpool is the story of Deadpool.
Yeah.
Fun fact. This is a bad fun fact, but when I read this, it shocked me to my very core that it was even possible. This movie was filmed in only 48 days.
Huh? Dude, the chaos of this movie, I think that makes it better.
Bad fun fact, though, Tanner. Bad one. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that one.
But yeah, I'm like, what? That's crazy. How did you pull that off?
It's a Deadpool movie. Anything can happen. Alright, I'll rip the Band-Aid off since this is a Dylan-coded movie. I think I gave it an S-. Yeah, I gave it an S-. When was the last time I gave a movie an S rank?
Jackson, where are you at?
Yesterday. I'm at an A-.
Solid.
That's a bit high for me. I'm thinking B+.
Crazy. I'm also at an S-.
Oh my god.
Nico's the hater this week.
I guess so. I'm just so low on these films. Tanner, what'd you like so much about this one? Outside of, Marina Baccarin, I think is her name. She's got it going on.
What?
That's his love interest. That's that actress's name.
Oh yeah, sure. I feel like you made up both those words, but whatever.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this.
Yeah, I like this movie. I think it's funny still, which is crazy because it didn't kick off, but it felt like the capstone on this style of humor, and yet even though it has been copied ad infinitum and I've definitely started to grow tired of it, I think this movie just does it so well, and it still feels original to itself, which really helps. I really appreciate that this is a really tight film. I think a really smart decision they make, or a really smart way they pull it off, is that it's not just the origin stuff all in a row or whatever, because I can definitely see how that would have gotten boring. By splicing it up and showing it throughout the first half of the movie or so, I think it actually really helps out with the pacing, and this movie just feels nice and tight and fast and hard and long, but not. And one thing I think is kind of underrated is the action is actually very well choreographed. I know most people like this movie because of the funny ha-has or whatever, but it does action shockingly well given that.
Yeah, dude, I agree with Tanner. I just love how this movie is introduced and how it is acted out. Ryan Reynolds is the perfect Deadpool. And just with how crazy of a character Deadpool is, I think this might be crazy, but it's hard to fuck up Deadpool. And I just think, like Tanner was saying,
it's actually incredibly easy to fuck up Deadpool. That's why this movie is so impressive.
He breaks the fourth wall and does whatever he wants, alright? Therefore, it's null and void. This movie is
I don't think you know what the phrase "it's easy to" or "it's hard to fuck up something" means then.
This movie has got is an action, fantasy, comedy, biography all at the same time, dude. It's crazy. All the events in this actually happened to Deadpool. They're real. Deadpool's a real character. All the stunts were performed by Deadpool, oddly enough. And yeah, I'm just a little silly guy with my comedy. I thought a pretty big majority of what happened in this movie was funny. Despite a lot of this movie being CGI, I think I was fine with it. It was well done. I said I'd never judge CGI again, but here I go again, spouting nonsense. I just love Ryan Reynolds' delivery of lines in this, and that there are just so many jabs between all the characters, and it's just a great time to watch. Deadpool's just a really entertaining thing to see. I don't really have anything else crazy to say about this movie. I think it's very entertaining.
And I'm sorry, unlike you guys, I kind of just have to disagree on the comedy front. I wasn't a huge fan. It kind of just feels like the sort of Seth Rogen sort of humor where it's like, we're going to take this superhero movie, which everyone is used to being PG-13, and we're just going to load it up with crass humor. They're going to talk about dicks and fucking each other all the time. It's going to be hilarious. You like middle fingers? They're going to keep giving each other middle fingers constantly throughout this movie. And I don't like it. It's a bit lowbrow, if I'm being honest. I just wasn't a huge fan of that. There were parts that I did find pretty funny, like fucking when Deadpool's giving his like Uber driver or whatever like tips for like how to deal with his love life and stuff like that, and the dude just like later on does straight up just fucking kidnap the other guy. I found that pretty funny, but for the most part, a lot of it just didn't really land with me.
I obviously do not agree to the extent that you do, but my big negative is that yes, the humor can at times be overbearing, but it really wasn't that big of a problem for me.
I just expect it out of a character like Deadpool at this point, and that's why I don't care.
Well, whether or not you expect it doesn't really matter if it's not funny to you.
I thought it was funny.
Okay.
I think the first like third of this movie I was quite enjoyed with, and then it just kind of started losing me more over time. I think mostly it's just probably the novelty of the presentation just started wearing off because it does a lot of the same stuff over time, and I feel like the jokes just kind of got less funny over time too. You know, it gets a bit more lowbrow, a lot more fucking dumb sex jokes and shit. And I just wasn't crazy about like the final like fight scene and act either, to be completely honest. But overall, I think it's a fun movie. I think that opening sequence is fantastic. I think there are a lot of fun shots. They do a lot of fun things with this movie in general. It's just an entertaining watch, you know. It's some schlonky fun. I like Deadpool. He's a funny guy, but it's nothing crazy, you know.
Well, fellas, do we have much else to say about Deadpool?
No.
Fantastic. I'll be sticking with my B+ for this film.
I'll stick with my S-.
I'm gonna stick with my S- as well.
Guys, my favorite joke in this movie was when he spends a lot of time packing up a ton of guns and then he leaves them and then he can't use any of them. Anyways, I'm sticking out my A-, and that landed at a solid A overall. How exciting.
Whoa.
Wow.